story time with Santa. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho. Today, I will be reading the classic story, The Three Little Pigs. I hope you enjoy it. Once upon a time, there was an old mother pig who had three little pigs and not enough food to feed them. So when they were old enough, she sent them out into the woods to seek their fortunes. The first little pig, why, he was very, very lazy. He didn't want to work at all, so he built his house out of straw. The second little pig, well, he worked a little bit harder, but he was somewhat lazy too, so he built his house out of sticks. Then they sang and they danced and they played together the rest of the day. The third little pig, however, worked hard all day and built his house out of bricks. It was a sturdy house, complete with a fireplace and a chimney. It looked like it could withstand the strongest winds. Well, the next day, a wolf happened to pass by the lane where the little pigs lived, and he saw the first house made of straw, and he smelled the little piggy inside. He thought the pig would make a mighty fine meal, and his mouth, why, it began to water. So he knocked on the door and he said, little pig, let me in, let me in." But the little pig saw the wolf's big paws through the keyhole, and he answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Then the wolf showed his teeth and he said, "Arr, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The wolf opened his jaws very wide and he bit down as hard as he could. But the first little pig escaped and ran away to hide with the second little pig. The wolf continued down the lane and he passed by the second house made of sticks. And he saw the house and he smelled the pigs inside and he thought to himself, this would make a mighty fine dinner. And his mouth began to water. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the little pigs saw the wolf's pointy ears through the keyhole. So they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The wolf was greedy though, and he tried to catch both pigs at once, but he was too greedy, and he got neither. His big jaws clamped on nothing but air, and the two little pigs scrambled away as fast as their little hooves would carry them. The wolf chased them down the lane, and he almost caught them, but they made it to the brick house and slammed the door closed before the wolf could catch them. The three little pigs, why, they were frightened. They knew the wolf wanted to eat them, and this was very, very true, for the wolf had not eaten all day, and he had worked up a huge appetite chasing the pigs. He could smell all three of them inside the house, and he knew that the three little pigs would make a wonderful feast. So the wolf knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in." But the little pigs saw the wolf's narrow eyes through the keyhole, so they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." Well, he huffed and he puffed. Then he puffed and he huffed and he huffed and he huffed and he puffed and he puffed, but he could not blow the house down. At last he was so out of breath that he couldn't huff, and he couldn't puff anymore. So he stopped to rest and think a bit. But this was too much. The wolf danced about with rage and swore he would come down the chimney and eat up all the little pigs for supper. But while he was climbing on the roof, the little pig made up a blazing fire and put on a big full pot of water. Then, just as the wolf was coming down the chimney, the little pig, he pulled off the lid, and plop! In fell the wolf into the hot water. So the little piggies put the cover back on again and cooked the wolf up, and they ate him for dinner. Wow! I wasn't expecting that ending. How about you? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my reading of The Three Little Pigs. And I hope you come back for some other stories down the road. You guys have a very wonderful day. Stay safe and be good, because I'm watching you.